Hello everybody and welcome back to Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane. Last time we met these two kids, Wallace and Eris. Wallace got arrested. Shit. Yeah, Wallace got arrested. Now we gotta investigate the murder. Hopes that he lets us take his case. Let's get started. A few hours had passed since Wallace was arrested. Celeste and I were with him during the lockdown, so the Inquisition took our statements. But the more they questioned me, the more I could tell that they were looking for gaps in my testimony. We would need to do more if we want to establish an alibi for Wallace. They definitely know how to waste a lot of time. They know who we are now. We'll have to expect more interference from them in the future. Hey, Tyrion? Yeah? Are you okay? I'm sorry for stopping you before. I know you were just worried about Ruby. No, you were completely right. I was just being emotional. You really care about her, don't you? She's done a lot for me. If it weren't for her, I would have grown up on the streets. Oh, really? It's just... What is it? Don't you think she treats you a bit cold sometimes? It's only for my benefit. I need to be the best attorney I can be if I want to acquit my clients. Still, she's your guardian, isn't she? She could be a lot nicer to you. She's never been good at expressing emotions. I think something may have happened in the past, but I've never tried to pry. But I know for a fact that she cares for me. I've seen it many times. Yeah, I guess my dad was the same in a way. I guess people show love in different ways. I know you didn't get the best first impression of her, but I hope you can get along with her. I'll try, but only because I really like this job. Really? Yeah, it's the best client I've ever had, Tyrion. I see. That's good to hear. She was probably just saying that. I'm sure she told every one of her clients the same thing. Anyway, we should get to work. Right, Ruby said that a bunch of knights were heading to lecture hall 2B. That sounds like a good place to start. Let me present my attorney's runestone. Okay. It's my attorney's runestone, Celeste. It proves that I'm a certified attorney. Yeah, you've shown this thing to me before. It's fitted with artificery. I can use it to take pictures of evidence in crime scenes. Yes, it's very cool, Tyrion. I hope Wallace is okay. The Inquisition isn't exactly great at treating its prisoners well. Even as an attorney, there was only so much I could do. Until I could acquit Wallace, he would be stuck in that dungeon. Let's head to Lecture Hall 2B. We need to figure out what happened. Where should we go next? Well, the first thing we need to do is find out exactly what happened. This time Morris said that the body was found in Lecture Hall 2B. Okay, it's just you're just restating shit. Let's start an investigation then. Okay. It's a painting of a man with some sort of creature on his arm. Dr. Delbitz Taforis, a mage, historian, archaeologist, anthropologist, and botanist. Best known for his work in studying the history of ancient dragons. Through his work, great leaps were made in the study and development of the school of evocation. On his arm is one of the last pseudo-dragons, which are now extinct. There's a painting of a professor with some kind of magical tool. And there's some text under it. Dr. Paul Vorella, also known as the Archaeologist of the North. He spent many years studying and exploring the mountainous regions of Chardalon, and through his investigation, he came upon one of the many layers of the Scaled Lord. He was honored both by the Church and the Wyvern Guard Historical Society for this impressive discovery. The statue is some sort of scientist, with some writing below it. Gillian Chemnitz, the inventor of early artificery. Artificery is really impressive, isn't it? I don't like how it's overlaid. Lets anyone use magic without having noble blood. Although the expensive owning artificer represented their own barrier. The statue's kind of weird, though. It kind of looks like he doesn't even want to be here. Alright. Ralph on the fighting hallway. Classroom, I guess? Hey, stop right there! As we tried to enter their classroom, one of the Inquisition Knights stepped between us and the door. He tried to make himself look bigger, but I can see him falter when he recognized Celeste. I'm a defense attorney. We have a right to investigate the crime scene. Yeah, from what I've heard, the kid doesn't have an attorney yet. Right, I still needed to talk to Wallace about that. I doubted Wallace had another attorney in mind, but I would have less jurisdiction until he made it official. It's quite alright, let them in. Lady Steelwind! What have I told you about calling me that? Well, while you work under me, you will address me as Prosecutor Steelwind. Yes, Prosecutor Steelwind. What's that smell? As we entered the classroom, a sour and rancid odor blew over us. My eyes began to tear up. I had to take a handkerchief from my pocket to cover my nose. Don't worry. You'll eventually get used to it. What are you even doing here, Steelwind? I'm here to coordinate the investigation. I looked around the room. There wasn't a single Inquisition Knight to be found. It was only her. Was she investigating the crime scene by herself? Due to the circumstances, I've decided to handle this case personally. Since we've got you here, could we ask you some questions about what happened? Can I assume that you're planning to defend this case? That would make you my opponent. What do I have to gain from helping you? Right. However, I would be willing to answer your questions, but only if you answer some of mine as well. Oh, okay. Did you want to ask us about Wallace's alibi? Tyrion, I almost forgot! Let me show you one of the new spells I learned.
Arcane.
I forgot she had that voice sounded like that. What was that? That is the incantation for detect magic spell. Detect magic? Wait, does that mean? Yep, I can see magical traces while we're examining crime scenes.
Arcanum.
Oh, look at that later. It's a painting of some sort of musician. There's some text written below it. Dr. Nicholas Gausu, inventor of the Arcane engine. His work revolutionized trade and travel across the seas. He was well known for not discriminating between the common folks and the nobility, judging his assistants based purely on their merit. When he wasn't conducting research within the Imperial Academy, he was known to compose symphonies in his free time. It sounded like he was a man of many talents. This must be where all the students sit during the lectures. I can't imagine sitting in one place all day. Have you never attended a school before? Do you seriously think a dump like Cornhaven has standardized education? I learned from books that I... She glanced at Steelwind before finishing that thought. I learned from books that I appropriated from some traveling merchants. What about you? I attended a public school when I was younger, but Miss Timora handled most of my education herself. The lecture hall has a window. I feel like I'd just stare outside all day if I had to sit in this place. How long do you have to sit here anyway? Lectures here last for an hour at minimum. An hour? No wonder all the nobles are such psychopaths. Present company excluded, I hope. Yeah, you're not that bad, are ya? How have you learned so many spells if you're so distractible? I don't know. I just look at the spell formula and do it. I see. Is that not normal? Oh, they have books here too! These appear to be textbooks about alchemy. Aw, lame. Okay. There's a chalk outline where the professor's body was. It appears that most of this blood came from her abdomen. Is that where the fatal wound was? Well, there's a lot of blood in this puddle, but there's no trail leading to it. And there aren't any magical traces anywhere else in the room. I doubt the murderer used magic to clean it. Does that mean the murderer attacked her in this room? Maybe, but it's hard to say for certain. Obtained evidence. Blood stain under the body. There is a blood pool where Catherine Bellwether's body was. This location implies that she bled from her abdominal area. What? What's wrong? There's a trace of necromancy in Bellwether's blood. Necromancy? Isn't necromancy the type of magic that creates zombies? She's not going to get up and walk away, right? We're honestly not sure. The Inquisition is on edge about that as well. But how does that implicate Wallace? Oh, he didn't tell you. Wallace Nightgrave is a necromancer. What? We believe that he drained her life force using a spell called Necrotic Blight. Obtained evidence. Necrotic Blight. I'll look at that after. Spells like that tend to interfere with the divination spell we use to identify the cause of death. However, there was no visible wounds. Only a necromancy spell could have killed her. What the fuck? Do you have a copy of the autopsy report? That was really fucking weird. Okay. Of course, but it's incomplete because of the aforementioned reasons. Obtained evidence autopsy report. Died at 2:01 p.m. Body shows no signs of cuts or bruising. What the fuck is going on? This whole year has put everyone on edge. This is the first case of necrotic homicide we've had in nearly a century. I couldn't believe it. I'd only read about necromancy in fantasy novels. I would never imagine that I'd end up defending a necromancer. But if what you're saying is true, aren't there plenty of other mages who could use necromancy? This is an academy for mages after all. No, the knowledge required to learn necromancy is heavily controlled. Mr. Nightgrave already violated several laws simply by learning these spells. Baffled as to how he even got access to that information in the first place. Right. Necromancy sounded like some dark magic, even by the nobility standards. I'd be terrified to know why anyone would want to learn that type of magic. The fact that he was the only known student here. The only known student who knew these spells makes him our only suspect. But it's still too convenient. Something else was happening. I seldom caught thoughts from Steelwind, but they usually only appeared when someone brought up her father. She was usually very composed, and I still didn't see a hint of that uneasiness in her posture. Normally I could only see the thoughts when the target was stressed or excited. Something about this case must have been rattling her. Is there something you're not telling us, Steelwind? Yeah, I couldn't catch any more thoughts from her. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. Okay, so my phone is just really fucking weird. I guess it was just being weird. Wait. Let me present. No, not move. Don't move. Let me present my badge. Oh yeah, autopsy report. Died of body in a sense but the bruising the Arcane's report has verified that the death was not by poison or disease. The body shows traces of necromancy and illusion magic. Cause of death is not apparent, but very likely caused by necromancy magic. Necrotic Blight. School Necromancy. Incantation Blighto. Gesture, point index finger at target. Duration, instant. Concentration, no. Pulls all of the life energy from the target, resulting in instant death. The spell does not wound the target, nor does it leave any physical evidence, but it still leaves a magical trace. Ah, Mediterranean's Runestone. I have one of those myself. They're useful, aren't they? The note-taking and picture functions save so much time during these investigations. They're really a marvel of artificery. You'll see a lot of these among the nobility. Why would nobles need to store evidence? They have other uses, Mr. Cuthbert? Miss McCoy, it's my understanding that you were adopted. What do you happen to know who your biological parents are? Celeste tensed and shifted uncomfortably. It's kind of personal, isn't it? You agreed to answer my questions. I did, but I didn't think you meant... It's fine, Tyrion. It's for Wallace. She took a breath. This had always been a sore subject for her. I don't know who my birth parents are. I've never tried looking for them. I see. If I recall correctly, your spell compendium only contained one spell. How did you learn Mageblade in the first place? I bought a scroll from a merchant a few years ago. It had my Mageblade spell formula on it. But surely someone taught you how to cast it. No, I'm self-taught. The Steel One's eyes narrowed. She was being unusually interrogative about this. You can't teach yourself magic, Miss McCoy. That's not possible. Well, I did! Are you sure you're not mistaken? Hey, I've got a system, okay? I even learned a few new spells today. I'm sorry? Spells? As in plural? Yeah, I'd like to think I'm pretty good at this. How long did it take you to learn these spells? A few hours, I think. She taught herself multiple spell formulas. Within a few hours? I see. I think that's all I need to ask for now. Thank you, Miss McCoy. Okay. Steel One looked like she was deep in thought. Why was she so interested in Celeste's magic? Do you know what happened to your Steel Wind? Well, the City Watch received a call from the Academy. They reported an attack on campus grounds and put the entire building on lockdown. City Watch set up a perimeter around the building while they waited for the system to deactivate. You have to wait? Why didn't the Academy just deactivate the system manually? I'm not sure about the specifics, but supposedly the lockdown can't be shut down once triggered. It's a safety mechanism. You'll have to ask one of the Academy's admins if you want to know more. From what I've heard, you two were also present during the lockdown. Did either of you see anything suspicious? No, but we actually met the professor that morning. She was obviously still alive then. I see. That does match with the accounts from our other witnesses. She must have gone to a meeting with the headmaster afterward. She had a meeting with the headmaster. How long did this go on for? From 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., about an hour before her death. The headmaster met with Bellwether. He might have known where she went after the meeting. Would you happen to have a map of the Academy? I do. I'll transfer it to your Instagram. Obtained evidence, Imperial Academy map. A map of the Imperial Academy. It displays the general area where Kathleen Bellwether was seen that day. What is it? But there's only one direct path from the headmaster's office to this lecture hall. Why would she even enter the lecture hall in the first place? Did she die here, or was she murdered somewhere else? That smell is driving me crazy! What is that? There was a bit of an accident during an alchemy lecture a few days ago. The instructor misread the directions for an experiment. As a result, he accidentally produced this rancid-smelling vapor. Vapor? It's not toxic, is it? I wouldn't be standing here if it was. It's just extremely unpleasant to the senses. They temporarily closed this lecture hall until they could get rid of the smell. Our Steelwind actually used a similar concoction during the Great Luminite War. See? This is why I stick to transmutation spells. Miss McCoy, alchemy is a branch of transmutation. What? I could have been making potions this entire time? Obtained evidence. Foul classroom spell. Weeks ago, the headmaster performed an alchemy experiment incorrectly in Lecture Hall 2B. The resulting chemical reaction produced a rancid yet harmless vapor that still lingers in the room. How was the body discovered? 2 members of the kitchen staff spotted her body inside the classroom. They reported the situation to the campus admin while they attempted to save her life. But it was too late. The professor had already passed away long before any healers arrived. Those two staff members. Who were they? Valentina and Valerie Iannis. They're sisters. How are they holding up? I imagine they'd be rattled after discovering the body of their co-worker. From what Orem said, they were extremely tense during questioning, but I suppose that's what to be expected. He told me that they couldn't sit still. I found it difficult to take their statements because of that. They couldn't sit still? Well, he's always making excuses for his incompetence. Obtained evidence. Who discovered the body? The body was discovered in Lecture Hall 2B by Valentina and Valerie Iannis, two members of the kitchen staff. According to Commander Orem White, they were being hyperactive during questioning. We've already told the Inquisition this, but Wallace was with us the entire time. He has a perfect alibi. Strong, maybe, but his alibi is far from perfect. Miss McCoy herself told us that. There was a small time period when she wasn't with him. What? Right. It was after we came to check on you when you knocked over that shelf. We got separated and I kind of got lost in the fiction section. She found an early release copy of Death's at Daggerfall. She binge read it for over an hour. Don't just throw me out to him! He's my boss! Nonsense. They're well-written books. No one would fault you for that. I mean, I might fault her for that. Wait, you read them too? Yes, but... What did you think about the ending of The Uncrowned? Celeste? I found the cliffhanger to be needlessly unsatisfying. They string the readers along to sell more copies of the sequel. Oh, come on! Anticipation just makes each new book that much more fulfilling! Celeste! I eat brunch with the author occasionally. The fame has clearly gotten to her head. She's clearly just dragging her feet to raise profits. You eat brunch with Authoress Duskweaver? I cleared my throat. Everyone, we are all supposed to be working right now. You're such a killjoy sometimes. No, he's right. I don't know what got into me. Well, after this case is over, I'm tagging along for brunch with you. What? Hey, you tried to convict me for murdering my dad. You owe me, Stillwind. I suppose you have a point. Can I present anything? What do you think of this, Stillwind? I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I can't say much about that. Excuse me. Jen still is really horrible. Yes, I don't blame you for finding it distracting. All because of a mistake during the alchemy experiment. I was surprised too. It's not like the headmaster to make a mistake like that. Oh, the headmaster used alchemy here? Is that all? I do want to see. Mary Steelwind, a prosecutor from the nobility who hails from House Steelwind, one of the 4 pillar families in Wyverngard. She's the daughter of the Grand General Lucio Steelwind, leader of Wyverngard's military, targeted motivation even without a force. Okay, I think that was the same. Okay, I think that's all I can do here. Wrong button. Oh, we got the kitchen. I wonder, can I even go to the dungeon? Let's try. I looked around the dungeon, but I didn't see Wallace in any of the cells. The Inquisition is probably still questioning him. We should come back later. Okay. Hallway, maybe? Nobody in the hallway. Kitchen. Hello? Is anyone there? Looks like there's no one here right now. Maybe we should check somewhere else. Followed the map that Steelwind gave us, arriving at the headmaster's office. Oh, hello there. I wasn't expecting guests today. An elderly man rose to greet us, his hand trembling as he walked towards us with the squirt of his cane. His face was wrinkled, but his eyes were sharp. His expression held the wisdom of a life long lived. I recognized his voice. He was the one who made those announcements during the lockdown. Sorry for coming unannounced. You must be...
My name is Theodore Redmond. I'm the headmaster of the Wyvern God Imperial Academy.
Theodore Redmond. Occupation Headmaster. Age 88. The elderly headmaster of the Wyvern Guard Imperial Academy. He appears to be close to Wallace and facilitated his studies in necromancy.
And judging from your appearance, you must be the protege of Ruby Timora. To what do I owe the pleasure?
They must be here to investigate the murder. Wait, Eris? I thought you went to see Wallace. Unfortunately, the Inquisition is questioning him right now. They're allowing visitors. You must be so scared right now. I hope he's okay. Right. She had the same experience not too long ago.
I can't believe this is happening. Why in the Lord's name did they arrest Wallace?
It's a painting of a mage. It doesn't look quite like a noble.
Oh, that's Jason Steelwind, one of the chosen mages of the Guild Lord.
Wait, Steelwind? As in...
Yes, he is the earliest recorded ancestor of House Steelwind. Legends say that the Guild Lord bestowed his power upon him and his allies to create the first mages.
Wow! It's hard to even tell that he and the prosecutor belong to the same bloodline.
As with all the noble houses, House Steelwind had quite humble beginnings.
If only they'd remembered where they come from. There's a painting of someone. It looks like some sort of professor.
That's Professor Lucas Gilbert. He was an instructor here many decades ago. He was quite the accomplished scholar, and well beloved by the students here. And this was all despite his lack of magical ability. He studied magic.
He studied magic without being able to use it?
Yes, it was quite remarkable. Unfortunately, we lost him to illness very early in his career.
It's a small table for guests. Is that wine?
No, actually, it's just apple juice. Most of my guests are students, after all.
There's a window with a view of the garden. The headmaster has a nice view from up here. There's a fireplace with some wood burning. It looks pretty cozy. It's a fancy-looking chandelier.
Repario Arcanum!
Ah, a runestone. You have one too.
It's one specifically created for attorneys. It lets me take pictures of evidence and crime scenes.
I never understood the appeal of those contraptions.
Really? They're really convenient.
I just could never wrap my head around how to use them. They're just not for me. This is terrible. To think that one of my prized students would be accused of murder.
We heard your voice on the intercom when the lockdown happened. Are you the one who triggered it?
Yes, I activated it when I received the call from Valentina. She reported that Professor Bellwether was collapsed and unresponsive.
Obtained evidence the headmaster's actions. The headmaster activated the Academy's lockdown system in response to receiving a call from security. This call reported that Catherine Bellwether had been fatally wounded. How does the lockdown system work?
It's an artificery network that's built into the walls of the entire Academy. In the event of an emergency, I can activate it using this stone.
The headmaster pulled out a glowing stone from his desk. I could hear the hum of magical energy emanating from it.
Once activated, the system creates magical barriers throughout the building. It's designed to contain and protect each room in the building.
Could a powerful mage breach any of these barriers?
I doubt it. The barriers can withstand a great amount of force. They even block mages from teleporting through them. And once activated, even I can't turn it off for an hour.
Obtained evidence. Academy lockdown system. The Academy's lockdown is a system of artificery that covers the entire Academy building. Once activated, it creates magical barriers that isolate and protect each room in the building. These barriers can't be breached with physical or magical force. They also block mages from teleporting through them. What can you tell me about Wallace? Earlier, you said he was one of your prized students. We also heard that he's a necromancer. I just need to understand if that's really true.
You are correct. Young Wallace is a necromancer.
What? But why would he study something like that?
Necromancy is probably one of the most dangerous and most scrutinized schools of magic. Its image has been tainted by myths of dark wizards raising armies of the undead. However, it doesn't just control the forces of death, it can also control the forces of life.
Forces of life?
The truth is that healing magic is also classified as necromancy. Most healers don't care to admit it because of the stigma it has, but that's why Wallace is studying it. He wishes to become a doctor.
But there are plenty of mages who know healing magic. Why is Wallace being singled out?
For years, he's been studying necromancy beyond the basic healing spells. He believes that high-level necromancy could revolutionize modern medicine. Unfortunately, many among the faculty don't see it that way. Wallace doesn't hail from any of the noble houses. He was abandoned by his parents at an orphanage, presumably to avoid a scandal.
He's like me.
Many of the faculty fear that he'll use his knowledge to raise armies of the undead, just like when necromancers are fiction. The Imperial Academy isn't even permitted to teach it to students beyond basic healing magic.
Then why did you allow him to study it?
After everything that has happened to him, I made an exception, even if I was breaking the law.
What happened to him?
I'm not at liberty to say more.
If you plan on defending Wallace, will you need his spell compendium? Yes, having a client's compendium is instrumental to acquitting them. You may find that a bit difficult. After a certain incident, he destroyed his compendium. What? Why would he do that? Doesn't he need it to cast his magic? A spell compendium is a device that we use to keep track of what spells we can cast. It's really convenient for remembering the formulas and incantations of my spells, but it's not actually required to use magic. I thought of getting rid of mine a long time ago, but they're really expensive. Luckily, I have an unattuned spell compendium right here. I'd be more than happy to give it to you if it helps Wallace. Oh, thanks. Wallace just needs to maintain physical contact with it for 10 minutes. After that, the compendium will attune to his magic and update in real time. Just make sure that you don't let another mage like Celeste hold it. Once it attunes to a mage, no one else can use it.
Wait, then how did you... Wonderful. I just hope you can persuade Wallace to attune to it.
She's rewriting reality in front of us. Obtained evidence. Unattuned spell compendium. An unattuned spell compendium. If a mage keeps this on their person for 10 minutes, it will attune to their magic and display what spells they can cast. Once it attunes to a person, it can't attune to anyone else. Is that all? No. What can you tell me about Kathleen Bellwether?
Nothing kind, I can tell you that much.
Wow, that was a whole mess of emotions.
Truth be told, she was rather unpleasant to work with.
Can you think of any enemies she might have had? Might as well list anyone who didn't hail from the Four-Pillar families.
Eris.
Excuse me? It's best not to beat around the bush with these sorts of things. As I'm sure you saw this morning, Asphalt was probably less abrasive than her personality. Many people in this school did not care for her. Maybe she wasn't the nicest person, but would that really be enough to motivate someone to murder her? She'd often target and harass students, especially those who were commoners. She even made a habit of expelling the students for the smallest infractions. For commoners, magic can be our ticket out of poverty. I can imagine how it would feel to have that opportunity unfairly ripped away from you. She was akin to a Grim Reaper, hanging over the student body, waiting to steal away their futures. The human psyche can only be pushed so far. What about her relationship with the faculty?
In some cases, it was worse than it was with the students. She'd often treat the staff like her personal servants. I've received many complaints from them about her behavior, but I was powerless to stop her.
But how? I thought you were the headmaster.
She's a close friend of the Duke of Finance. She's used her position to curry favor with the noble houses over the years. As you can imagine, the Academy's board is controlled by the nobility. If I ever tried to remove her, there would be dire consequences.
Obtained evidence. Bellwether's reputation. Catherine Bellwether had a tense relation with just about everyone in the Academy. She had a history of bullying students from the common folk and mistreating the Academy staff. For several years, she used her position to curry favor with the noble houses. I heard that you had a meeting scheduled with Professor Bellwether this morning. What time was this? And when did the meeting end?
Our meeting was scheduled for noon. She arrived on time. Our meeting lasted until 1 p.m.
Did anything seem off about her to you?
No. She seemed to be her usual self. Her usual insufferable self.
If you don't mind me asking, what was the purpose of your meeting?
We met to discuss routine administrative matters. Despite our personal disagreements, we knew to stay civil when discussing professional affairs. But, to be perfectly honest, it did always feel like I was treading on eggshells when speaking with her.
But you were her superior, weren't you? Didn't she respect your authority?
We had many arguments about how I was managing the Imperial Academy, and she was very vocal about her distaste for the students accepted through my scholarship program. She was difficult, to say the least.
Is that all? Can't present anything, can I? I'm gonna assume I can't. Nope. Is anybody gonna be in the foyer? Nope. Hello, is anyone there? Be right there. Sorry, but the cafeteria is closed right now. Actually, we're here to investigate what happened to Catherine Bellwether. We heard that 2 members of the kitchen staff discovered the body. You passed your tense at the mention of Bellwether. Oh, that would be me. I'm Valentina. Valentina Ionis. Occupation kitchen staff, age 19. Works for the kitchen staff at the Imperial Academy. She works alongside her sister, Valerie. She seems to be on edge due to Bellwether's murder. She was the head chef of the kitchen? She was close to my age. I knew how picky nobles were, and I imagined that their children would be worse. Her cooking fits their standards. That was impressive in and of itself. How about your sister? Do you know where she is right now? I'd like to get her statement, too. Oh, she's somewhere else on campus right now. If you're with those knights, we've already told them everything we know. Actually, we're investigating separately from them. I wanted to ask you some questions about what you saw. Sure. I'm going to have to remember. There's so many details. What was that just now? Skildority's got a thing! It's an attorney's runestone. It proves that I'm a certified attorney. It's fitted with artificery. I can use it to take pictures of evidence in crime scenes. Pictures? I do not consent to having my picture taken. You are legally not allowed to. I wasn't planning to. Tyrion, just put it away. I wanted to take a look around the kitchen, but Valentina seemed a little anxious. Snooping around might have scared her off. I needed to talk to her before examining the kitchen. Okay. Could you tell us what happened when you and your sister discovered the body? Right. My sister and I were heading to the west exit. We saw the professor in a nearby classroom. She was lying on the floor in a pool of blood. It really scared me, seeing her like that. I used an emergency communication device to call for help. While I was doing that, my sister tried to wake her up. That is what happened.
Was the professor still alive?
I don't know, but she wasn't breathing. She didn't have a pulse.
She was less tense, which might imply that she was telling the truth. It's possible the attack happened well before they discovered the body. What do you know about the suspect in this case? His name is Wallace Nightgrave. He's a student here.
He's that scary necromancer, right? The one that makes zombies?
Those are just rumors. He wants to be a doctor.
But he studies necromancy!
Have you ever actually gotten to know him?
No, but I've heard the rumors. He's always hanging around the cemetery. I'm sure he's biding his time, waiting for his chance to raise an army.
It could be hoped that people thought of him that way. I still wasn't sure what to make of all this. What can you tell me about Kathleen Bellwether?
Nothing good, if that's what you're looking for.
Yet another set of negative emotions.
Just tell us the truth! I don't think we've talked to anyone who had anything nice to say about her. Yeah, she was a horrible person. She was really terrible to everyone.
Did that include the academy staff?
She always treated us like her personal servants. Sometimes she'd make messes on purpose, just so she could order us to clean it up. I thought the kids from the noble houses were bad, but she was something else. She acted like she owned the place, but she wasn't even from a noble family. The only reason she had any power was because her friends on the school board. I just hope we can still keep our jobs.
Interesting. Why would she be worried about that? Did you ever feel like your job was at risk because of Bellwether?
Why would you say that?
It was just a hunch.
Yeah, well, you're wrong. I, for one, plan to work here until the day I die.
She was clearly lying, but maybe it would be best to keep that to myself for now. Celeste, this room was close to the crime scene. Could you cast Detect Magic and scan for magical traces?
Sure. Did he just say, scan for magical traces? Oh, I'll just get out of your way then.
Before we could even acknowledge her, Valentina broke out into a sprint and fled from the kitchen.
Wow, she can run pretty fast.
What was that about? There's a rack of cooking implements hanging from the wall. Okay. Several commonly used ingredients were close to the cooking area. There were a set of pots for cooking soups and the like. There was a large sack of produce in the corner. There was some wine there too. Must be for cooking. Who are the professors? They must have served the students' meals on these plates. It was a shame they had to close the kitchen due to the investigation. There's a large cooking station here. They must have prepared the meals in bulk here. Oh, it's a plate of bread. They probably served these as sides to the entrees.
Don't get any ideas, Tyrion.
What?
Remember when we went to that fancy restaurant? You just kept ordering breadsticks and butter.
The bread is free! I might as well take advantage of it.
You know, eating that many carbs isn't good for you.
It's not as if I'm gaining any weight.
Weird. I've never had that problem either.
There's a barrel full of some sort of drink.
I wonder.
It's probably not lotus juice, Celeste.
Arcanum.
Nothing. Okay. Nothing yet, okay. I spotted Valentina again. She's speaking to someone in a blue-collar uniform. I'd only met her briefly in the kitchen, but there was something different about her posture. And then there was the man in the uniform. Could it be the custodian that she mentioned? As I approached, I noticed he was slouched over. He barely looked awake. Even while speaking to Valentina, he was sweeping the floor. However, his movements looked robotic. He was just going through the motions without any awareness.
Jan, I know you're tired. but we really need you to fix the plumbing in the kitchen sinks.
Ugh, someone just died. Can't we take the day off for once?
I'm sorry, but Valentina and I still need to cook for the students. Wait, why is Valentina suddenly speaking in the third person? Oh, hello. Valentina? Oh, my apologies. I'm not Valentina. I'm her sister, Valerie. Valerie Giannis. Occupation, kitchen staff. Age 19. Works for the kitchen staff at the Imperial Academy. She works alongside her sister, Valentina. She's softer spoken when compared to her sister, but she also seems to be on edge due to Bellwether's murder. Are you trying to trick us or something? You look exactly the same! I remember reading about something like this before. You two are identical twins, aren't you? Yes, that's correct. Wait, does this mean that she was the one who discovered the body alongside Valentina? Since we have you here, do you mind if I ask you some questions about what happened? I'm terribly sorry, but I've already spent a lot of time looking for Jan here. I'm really behind on my work. But Jan was also nearby when we discovered the body. I'm sure he can answer your questions. Before I had the chance to object, Valerie quickly walked away. Wait! Do you want me to go after her? I'm pretty sure I can catch up to her. No, we don't want to scare those two any more than we already have. Anyways, Valerie said that Jan was nearby when the murder happened. Maybe he saw something they didn't. Jan Hughes. Occupation custodian. Age 36. A custodian who works at the Imperial Academy. He looks exhausted. He looks like he's struggling just to stay awake whenever I talk to him. I don't like this guy, because he doesn't look like he fits this world. Like, at all. Jan, was it? Do you mind if we ask you some questions about what happened?
Ugh, really? Well, whatever. At least I have an excuse to take a break now.
Is there anything you to even examine? This was lecture hall 2F. Oh, that's it? Okay.
Repairing Arcanum.
What's that thing? Is it a rock?
It's an attorney's runestone. It proves that I'm a certified attorney. It's fitted with artificery. I can use it to take pictures of evidence in crime scenes. Jan?
Oh, sorry. I dozed off there for a second.
So, Jan, are you a part of the staff here?
Yup, I'm a janitor. I clean, and I do odd jobs here and there. Ugh.
Well, apparently that's all you had to say about that. The second time it just stopped making noise. Valerie mentioned that you were close to Lecture Hall 2B before they found Bellwether. What were you doing when the twins discovered the body?
I was cleaning the halls. Bellwether knocked over a vase. There were shards and dirt everywhere.
The fuck? Wait, you saw the Bellwether? What? You saw the professor before the twins arrived?
Yeah, like I said, she broke the vase right in this hallway. It was probably 20 to 30 minutes before the twins found the body.
You might have been the last person to see her alive. Did you see where she went after breaking the vase?
Yeah, I think she went into that room over there.
Jan pointed towards Lecture Hall 2B. Did you see anyone else enter Lecture Hall?
I'm honestly not sure. I was more worried about cleaning up the mess you made.
Well, did you notice anything off about her?
She was in a pretty bad mood. But honestly, that's pretty normal for her. She was walking really slowly. I didn't notice her at first. She basically shoved me out of the way. After that, she knocked over that vase. And then she yelled at me to be quiet. I didn't even say anything.
Jan's statement. 30 minutes before the Aeonis twins found the body, Bellwether walked past Jan in the West Wing hallway. He was in her path, so she shoved him out of her way. After that, she knocked over a vase and shattered it. Even though Jan didn't say anything to her, she yelled at him to be quiet. After this interaction, she walked into the lecture hall 2B. What can you tell me about Kathleen Bellwether? I've heard that she had a pretty bad relationship with the staff.
She had a bad relationship with everyone. The students, the other teachers. I can't think of many people who actually didn't get along with her.
I'm sure you had your own share of bad experiences with her.
Yeah, she'd always yell at me whenever I dozed off. I hate to say it, but things are a lot more peaceful around here without her.
That was blunt, to say the least. But from what I've heard from everyone else, I couldn't exactly blame him for thinking that. Valentina mentioned something interesting. She seems to think Bellwether was putting her job at risk.
Oh yeah, Bellwether was putting all of our jobs at risk.
What made you think that?
You know those Arcane constructs in the library? Bellwether was the one who put them there.
Oh yeah, they're so cool!
Well, a few weeks ago, I peeked in on a meeting she was having with Theodore. Apparently, the school board was planning to replace the staff with them.
Oh! Well, I'm sure that the headmaster rejected her proposal.
I don't know. From the way she was talking, it sounded like he didn't have any say in the matter.
But only the headmaster should have the authority to fire the staff. Why would she be that confident?
Don't know. All I know is that she hated having commoners on campus. She was really miffed when Theodore started hiring common folk from the community center.
Bellwether's plan. Supposedly, Bellwether told the headmaster that she was planning to fire all the academy staff and replace them with arcane constructs. This plan was overheard by Jan Hughes a few weeks ago. Okay, thank you for answering our questions, Jan.
Sure, anytime.
What's wrong? We don't know how any leads on any other suspects. It's just a lot of people who saw and or hated Bellwether. Right, if it wasn't Wallace, it still could have been any other mage. The trial is coming up soon. We still don't know why there are traces of necromancy on the body. Come on, don't be like that. You always get the truth in the end. Celeste, it's only been one time. And after we quit Wallace, it's going to be a grand total of 2 times. Doesn't matter who tries to stop us, man, king, or god. I couldn't help but chuckle to myself. Okay. I guess we still need to talk to Wallace. Let's head over to the dungeons. See, there we go. As we arrived at the Rathholm dungeons, I spotted Wallace locked in one of the nearby cells. He was lying on the floor, muttering to himself.
It's over. It's over. My life is over.
Wallace?
Who are you? What do you want?
Wallace, it's us.
Oh, right.
How are you doing? Apparently, not well.
Please tell me you're going to get me out of here.
I'm gonna have to change Jan's voice, I think.
I gotta make it deeper like this. Yeah, that makes more sense. And this guy can have the higher pitched or Maru sounding voice. I keep telling them that I didn't do it, but they won't listen.
I'm sorry, Wallace, but they found traces of necromancy magic on the body. They're convinced that you did this, and they're going to push your case to trial.
What? No. Are they going to execute me? This can't be happening. Are the walls moving? Are they closing in? I can't breathe.
But please calm down. Wallace, we know that you're innocent.
But those knights think I did this. Are they going to kill me?
I've spent my entire life learning how to deal with situations like this. If you let me represent you in court, I can prove that you're innocent.
Oh, right. You said that you were a lawyer. But I don't really have any money to pay you with.
Don't worry about that. For now, let's just focus on getting you acquitted.
What? Do they seriously want to help me? No, they must want something from me. Well, I guess it doesn't matter anyway. It's not like I have anything else to lose.
This wasn't exactly the reaction I was hoping for, but at least he was cooperating.
Hey man, I'm a lawyer. What's this? Is it some kind of artificery?
It's an attorney's runestone. It proves that I'm a certified attorney. It's fitted with artificery. I can use it to take pictures of evidence in crime scenes.
Oh, I've seen some of the richer students use things like this.
I'm sorry about him. He shows that thing to everyone.
I just think it's neat. I don't understand. I was with you in the library the entire time. But why do they still think I'm the murderer? It makes no sense. Unless... You told the Inquisition, right? Did you tell them that I was with you? Was I betrayed? Did they frame me?
He backed away from us, a look of suspicion on his face. We did, but they found traces of necromancy on the body. They believe that Bellwether was murdered with a necromancy spell. He seemed to get even more tense, something I didn't think was possible. Eris had mentioned that his studies were something he liked to keep to himself. I would need to be more delicate. Wallace, we heard about the type of magic that you're studying. Don't worry, the headmaster explained it to us already. You just want to use necromancy to become a doctor, right? I think what you're doing is really respectable. It's nice to see a dark school of magic being used as a force for good.
What? No! You got it all backwards. It's because of Wraithbound, those stupid books.
For the first time, I saw some genuine rage from him.
Real necromancy has always been about healing. But because of garbage like Wraithbound, the public keeps calling for necromancy to be outlawed.
I think calling it garbage may be a bit much.
The nobility paid Corin Bloomville to write stories about evil necromancers. He was such a sellout. Liches are magically impossible. People still just believe that nonsense. That man single-handedly threw the study of necromancy back into the Stone Age.
I had to temper myself. He was clearly passionate about this, but I'll admit it stung to hear him talk about my favorite book like that. Maybe we should talk about something else. I understand that you have reservations about talking about your magic, but in order to build a case for you, you will need to present your spell compendium to the courts.
I don't have one.
Eris already told us about that. That's why she gave us a blank one for you to attune to.
Do I have to?
It would be extremely difficult to defend you without your compendium. It's a core piece of evidence.
Okay, I'll attune to it.
Wallace's Spell Compendium. Wallace the Nightgrave's Spell Compendium. It contains the formulas for the following spells: Prestidigitation, Mend Wounds, Illusory Disguise, Revive, Animate Corpse, and Necrotic Blight.
Yeah, I'll read all these in a bit after.
I understood why he was studying this type of magic. But the spells in his compendium sounded fairly gruesome. Okay. Spells: Prestidigitation, School Evocation, Incantation none, Gesture Snap of the Fingers, Duration while concentrated, Concentration yes. The caster creates a simple and harmless visual effect around their hand. This effect will last for as long as they maintain concentration on the spell. Mend Wounds, School Necromancy, Incantation Menace, Gesture, place hand on target, duration 1 minute, concentration no. Heals the wounds of the target over the casting time. Wounds on the target are magically healed without leaving any scars or bruises. The spell can't restore missing limbs, nor can it revive someone who has already died. Illusory Disguise, School Illusion, Incantation Illusio, Gesture none, duration 1 hour, concentration no. Place an illusion on the target to completely change their visual appearance. The disguise moves with the target for their duration. The disguise can make the target look 1 foot taller, 1 foot larger or smaller. Elements hidden by the spell are made invisible, and elements created by the spell are purely visual. You cannot make physical contact with it. Revive, School Necromancy, Incantation Vivify, Gesture none, duration instant, concentration yes. Floods the target with energy in an attempt to resuscitate them. It does not heal wounds sustained. Results aren't guaranteed. It cannot resuscitate someone who has been dead for more than a minute. Animate Corpse, School Necromancy, Incantation Necros,
Gesture, none. Duration, 8 hours. Concentration, no. Reanimates the target using life energy, creating an undead minion for the duration. The minion follows the caster's orders, but its intelligence is limited and it cannot speak. The minion can end the spell prematurely, but will only do so if ordered to by the caster. Once the spell is ended, the undead will return to being a dead body. It was a little terrifying to know that these spells even existed. Sorry, a long time ago I showed my compendium to someone. After she saw my necromancy spell, she told everyone in the academy. That's when Professor Bellwether started coming after me. That must have been difficult for you. After that, I didn't really talk to anyone. What about Eris? Yeah, I guess Eris was there too. It seemed like it was a difficult time for him. No wonder he had so much trouble remembering. Something similar happened to me after I left my hometown. How did you and Eris become friends anyway? Who is she? There's something off about her. There was another hint of fear from her. Oh, sometimes the other students would steal the ID number off my locker and switch it with another student's. They thought it was funny whenever that student got angry with me. Eris had a bit of a reputation around her school. Everyone was scared of her, even the students from the nobility. Probably due to some baseless rumors. One day, someone switched my ID number with hers. I was so scared when she came up to me, I couldn't even say anything. But she didn't get angry like the others. She just apologized and gave me back my nameplate. After that, she started talking to me whenever she saw me. So, I have to ask, if it's caused you so much trouble, why are you still studying necromancy? I want to become a doctor. The headmaster told us the same thing, but why are you learning spells that can steal people's life force and raise the undead? Life and death are two sides of the same coin. That's the key principle behind necromancy. The first undead was actually a failed attempt to resurrect a human using magic. Right now, necromancy can only heal injuries and wounds, but it can't do anything for diseases or deformities. If I could just keep studying, I know I can develop necromancy beyond that. I might even be able to create spells that can cure terminal diseases. I think I can already guess, but how is your relationship with Catherine Bellwether? After word got out about my spells, Professor Bellwether would always find reasons to punish me. She'd start yelling at me for even the smallest mistakes. It was pretty obvious that she had it out for the students who didn't come from noble families. That's terrible. I'd wake up each day, scared that she'd notice me in the hallways. I knew how to avoid her and stay out of her way, but sometimes she'd get bored and come looking for me. I can't believe that after everything she did, she's just gone. I'm sure you have mixed emotions about what happened. I honestly don't know how I feel about it. To be honest, I always wish she would just disappear. But now that it's finally happened, I just feel even more scared. It feels like she's going to come back as a ghost to haunt me. I think I'm starting to put things together now. Have you figured something out? Yeah, I need a moment to think through everything. The prosecution wants to implicate Wallace despite his alibi. They wouldn't have a reason to do this unless the evidence heavily implicated him. How does the evidence implicate Wallace? We've learned that Wallace is a necromancer. He's the only person at the academy that's capable of high-level necromancy. Was found. There's a trace of necromancy on the body. This means that they found Wallace... This means that they think Wallace used one of his necromancy spells. I like this sprite, it's cute. Even without seeing the traces, it's pretty obvious that magic was used on the body. Right. There aren't any wounds on it. And the autopsy report found no signs of poison or disease. Which spell do they think Wallace used? If I know Professor Steelwind, she probably already has a theory on which spell he might have used. The prosecution will probably argue that Wallace used one of his spells to kill Bellwether. What? I don't have any. Sorry, I was looking for batteries.
They will probably say that he used necrotic blight. That makes sense. Necrotic blight would have drained the life force from her body. Evidence updated. Blood stained under the body. There is a pool of blood where Catherine Bellwether's body was. This is strange because she wouldn't have been wounded by necrotic blight. But that's where the contradiction lies. Let's suppose that Wallace did kill Bellwether using necrotic blight. There's something at the crime scene that wouldn't be there if that were true. What is wrong with the crime scene?
Maybe.
Necrotic blight is a spell that doesn't inflict any visible wounds. But if that's true, there shouldn't be any blood at the scene. But then what really happened? That's the last piece. And if I had to guess, the information we need is being hidden by one of the witnesses who discovered the body. Valentina! She's definitely hiding something. Did you notice how she reacted when I asked you to scan the room? Yeah, she ran away! She didn't even try to be subtle about it. The way she reacted, I think she may have been trying to hide herself from your detect magic. Which can only mean that there's a magical trace on her. I wonder what she's trying to hide. There's only one way to find out. Next time you see her, can you cast detect magic from afar and scan her? Alright! It's been a while since we've talked to her. Valerie also mentioned that they still have work to do today. She might be back in the Academy's kitchen now. I want to go to the courtroom. Those two are finally gone. I can finally get some cleaning done. We approached the kitchen from afar, making sure that Valentina wouldn't spot us. We were pretty far away, but Celeste had the eyes of a hawk. It must have been a skill she picked up from her days as a mercenary. There she is, Celeste. Right! Just don't shout that incantation like you always do. I know that! Imperial Arcanum. What the? What is it? There's a trace of magic on her. I knew it. What school of magic is it? It's necromancy. There's a trace of necromancy on her. What? Obtained evidence. Valentina's magical trace. Valentina has a magical trace of necromancy on her. Someone cast a necromancy spell on her within the last 48 hours. Is she going to be okay? What if the real killer cursed her or something? I still wasn't sure how this fit in with everything, but if she was in danger, we were obligated to tell her. For now, let's talk to her and see if she saw who cast that spell on her. If all else fails, we can confront her with the evidence we have. Oh! It's you two again! You're back! Okay, just relax. I just need to repeat what I told them. Unfortunately for her, she had far more troubling matters to worry about. Miss Giannis, there appears to be traces of necromancy on Bellwether's body. That's because that necromancer killed her, right? That's the thing. If that were true, a lot of the evidence we found doesn't make sense. I think someone else cast a spell on that body. She's became even more tense than before. Is it possible that you saw someone use magic on Bellwether? No, definitely not. Calm down, there's no way they know. Her thoughts were an open book now. If I beat her in an argument, her thoughts might show me what she's hiding. Okay, let me save first. Okay. Did you see something? Valentina clearly knew more than she was letting on. She found the body alongside her sister, and she reacted strangely when I mentioned someone may have used magic on the body. What was she hiding? Start the argument. Okay, psychological profile. Valentina Giannis is extremely on edge due to some aspect of the investigation. For whatever reason, she's hiding something that occurred when she and her sister discovered the body. It's clear she feels the repercussions of what happened, but she may respond to even worse threats. Miss Giannis, from the very beginning, I felt like you've been hiding something from us. There's something that you're not telling us about. What are you talking about? My conscience is clear. I've told you and the Knights everything I know. I've got nothing to hide. His testimony was fine.
empathy. Use the opponent's emotions. Use when the opponent's emotions contradict their claim. Using the opponent's thoughts contradict their claim. Using the opponent's thought contradicts the evidence. Okay, empathy, I think. Messianis, it's clear to anyone how nervous you are. I can practically see the fear that's emanating from you. It's clear that you're hiding something from us. Just tell us the truth.
Let's say I were hiding something, which I'm not, by the way. I don't have to tell you anything. Why should I tell you anything? You're not even with those knights.
My client is innocent. By withholding your testimony, you're condemning him to a wrongful conviction. You have nothing to lose by telling us what happened. I know that you're not the murderer, and I'll make sure you're protected. You've already given your statement to the Inquisition. If the truth comes out, what do you think they'll do when they realize you lied to them? You've already given your statements to the Inquisition. If the truth comes out, what do you think they'll do when they realize you lied to them? So, who are you protecting, Messianis?
You talk a big game, but I bet you can't actually prove anything, can you? You keep trying to say that I'm lying to protect someone. I don't know anyone who can use magic. I don't even know any mages. I definitely can't see anyone use magic on the body. Didn't see anyone use magic on the body.
You can't hide the truth from us, Messianis.
What? How do they know?
You said that you've never even seen a necromancy spell before. If that were true, why is there a trace of necromancy on you?
What? There's a trace of necromancy on me?
Argument 1. What? She seemed to be genuinely surprised about that. Was she unaware that a spell was cast on her? No, if she didn't know, she wouldn't have avoided Celeste back then. There had to be an explanation for that.
This is crazy. Why is there a trace of necromancy on me? Did that guy curse me? Am I going to become a zombie?
That was strange. She seemed genuinely worried. Was she really unaware that a spell was cast on her? No. She ran away when Celeste was going to scan the crime scene for magical traces. Why doesn't Valentina know that the spell was necromancy? She knew that someone used magic on her, but she didn't know what the spell cast on her. But she didn't know that the spell cast on her was necromancy.
What if...
Spell cast on Valentina healed her. Calm down, Messianis. Not all necromancy spells relate to the undead. Healing spells are also from the school of necromancy.
Healing spells? Oh! It was from that time she healed that cut.
Someone healed a cut on her. Was that mage's student here?
Sorry, I just remembered that there's something else I have to do. I'll be right back.
Before we could say anything, she quickly walked out of the room. She seemed to really want to avoid talking about that mage, but why was that?
Hey! We're not done talking to you. Do you want me to just catch her? I'm pretty sure she can't outrun me.
The Inquisition is still patrolling the surrounding areas. They'd probably intervene if we started chasing one of the witnesses.
But we weren't able to learn anything.
Actually, I did learn one thing. She has a friend who cast a healing spell on her.
Really? How did you figure that out?
Good detective reasoning?
Well, healing magic is also a form of necromancy, right? I guess that explains why there are magical traces on her. It's a good thing a necromancer isn't actually trying to kill her.
Wait a minute. Why were there traces of necromancy on Bellwether's body? The mage
Maybe.
cast a healing spell on Bellwether. That's it!
What?
This whole time, we've been wondering why there were traces of necromancy on the body. It wasn't because someone attacked Bellwether with a necromancy spell. It was because someone used the necromancy spell to try to heal her.
Oh, I get it. It doesn't matter what type of necromancy spell someone uses. Traces from the same school of magic look exactly the same to me.
It's not just that. The body clearly bled at some point. Why was there blood despite there being no wounds on the body? The healing spell
Maybe.
closed the wounds on Bellwether's body.
What would happen if someone used a healing spell on an injured corpse? It would close all of the body's wounds. In other words, it would remove any cuts or bruises. So that's why they couldn't find any wounds on her. Well, Tyrion and Valentina may have been a dead end, but at least it helped you figure that out. I'm not sure that was a dead end. What makes you say that? Why would you go to so much trouble to hide those traces on her? It's too coincidental. The wounds on the body were healed by an unknown person. The person who found the body is hiding the identity of a healing spell cast on her. What if they're the same person? I doubt that she'll give us the opportunity to find out for sure. Yeah, she's definitely onto us. We've done everything we could for now. We had plenty of evidence to poke holes in the prosecution's case. And if that didn't work, we just have to drag Valentina onto the stand and pull the truth out of her. She clearly knew more than she was letting on, and she wouldn't be able to run in a courtroom. I'm telling you, that girl used magic to scan me! Calm down. You don't even know who they are. Didn't you see them, Val? Those two are unreasonably attractive! Okay... But what does that mean? She's just a girl failure. Valentina is just a girl failure. They have to be nobles or something! Commoners don't look that good. She's like, they're hot. They're... Tina, calm down. What if they find out what you did? They can't prove anything. The Inquisition already has our alibi.
Alibi?
What? Oh, it's just you, Jan.
What are you two talking about?
We were talking about those two investigators. They're so weird, right? Like, why are they so attractive? Oh my god. Why do you keep mentioning that? Because she's a girl failure, Val.
Investigators? Oh, you mean the blonde kid and the girl with the sword?
They talked to you, didn't they?
Yeah, they asked me a bunch of questions. I think they're investigating Bellwether's murder.
What did you tell them?
Oh, not much. I saw Bellwether a bit before you two found the body, so they wanted to know if I saw anything.
Did you see anything?
No idea. I just told them about how she shoved me before you two discovered the body. After that, the guy just kept going on and on about getting to the truth and finding the other suspects.
Scaled Lord, I think I'm going to be sick.
He seemed really interested when I told them Bellwether was going to fire us.
What? Why would you tell them about that?
Oh, it's not as if that makes any difference, right? With Bellwether gone, I'm pretty sure we'll see a few more paychecks before they fire us.
Valentina cursed under her breath. Give it all. They probably think that's probably what they're thinking too.
Are you okay? You don't look so good.
Just go away, Jan. Don't you have work to do?
Ugh, don't remind me.
By the way, I made you lunch. It's on the front counter in the kitchen.
Thanks. You're a lifesaver, Valerie.
They have our motive, Val. They have our motive, and they're going to find out what we did. You don't know that? Why did Jan have to go blabbering about Bellwether's plan to those two? And why do they keep making meals? Why do you keep making meals for him? He doesn't even do anything. What? I'm just going to come out and say it. I have to run a two-person kitchen every meal to feed those pampered kids. He just lays around and complains about his job. Tina, he's overworked. Like hell he's overworked. Every time I see him, he's either napping or barely working. Have you been around around the campus? Have you ever seen it dirty? No, but he's the only custodian on staff, and the school board won't let the headmaster hire more. He barely has enough time to sleep. Why do you think he's so tired all of the time? Scaled Lord. I'm really sorry. Are we really going to be okay? Everything is going to be fine. We just need to do our best and keep our stories straight. Unlike you, because you like women. Have you been able to go to the library lately? No, the Knights are patrolling around it. I was really hoping we could get one last study session before they fire us. Before they fire us. Yeah, it's too bad. Well, tomorrow is going to be the first court day. And we'll drag Valerie and Valentina out to the stand and interrogate them next time. Bye bye!